Alrighty, welcome back everybody here to SimTrax Broadcast, and we are coming to you live here, watching Scott Fleener out there in the 4940. He's been having a hot lap out here tonight. He is going to be our driver to watch. May or may not be spending a whole lot of time keeping our eyes on him as he may be leaving the field. Scott Fleener's been putting in plenty of practice here at none other than the Charlotte Roval. Going to have a little bit of a dog leg here tonight. We're watching him fly through one of the chicanes currently. You guys may have tuned in to another broadcast where we saw a driver come all four wheels off the ground, coming to a screeching halt when he shot through that chicane with apparently missing that center pedal when he got through there. Second chicane coming up here for Scott Fleener. He's going to have his hands full here tonight, though, with Alex Green. Alex Green has been fast. Cal Loveall has been very fast out there tonight. Just to name a couple of other guys. Right now, you see Fleener trying to test the limits of the car, and apparently has figured out that is just too much out there. Douglas, I don't know if you're much of a road course guy. I've seen you a lot more on the super speedways out there, but when it comes to a road course, it makes it very difficult. Guys have a hard time figuring out how to make that weird right turn out there. And I would say, you know, it takes a lot of skill, not just making a right turn, but kind of that trail braking, being able to get into the turn with some speed. You see Scott Fleener here, seeing if he messes up, he gets a little bump, and he gets on around. Wow. Yeah, William Page has already been having trouble out here tonight as well. We haven't seen him out there on the track. I know he got some pedal problems, but I think he's got that squared away. But Douglas, talk to me about a road course, man. What do you really got to look forward to, and what do you got to be careful about out there?
It's basically, when it comes to road courses, you got to be careful with all the chicanes that are in there, because we're not used to the typical left and right sort of motion. So the chicane is going to be probably the most difficult part out of this in particular track. So it's just really all depending on how much seat time that these guys have had to test out the track. But looks like a couple of these guys got some laps in, so it should be interesting how this plays out. All
right, well, we're definitely going to hope for a good race here tonight as the drivers get ready to grid up. Let's go ahead and take a look at what our race is going to consist of here tonight. As we saw how Scott Fleener was out there, that'll be toward the top left hand of the track, and we saw him down there at the bottom, a little spin out after that. So they've got a little bit of a boot there toward the top, and they're going to fly through that for 35 laps here tonight for the Bank of America 80. Boy, wow. Who in the world in the heck is spelling out there? Let's work on that again. For the race number 24 here tonight, 35 laps, 3 sets of tires down there in the pit, and 67% fuel capacity. Of course, no fast repair, and this will be a fixed setup league. Very tough here, as I'll be your lead producer, Douglas Ross. He's going to be the man of the night here as the commentator sitting alongside me. I see already out there in the chat, Jay and Bill Harkins are joining us here tonight, probably checking to see if we got any reverb problems here or see if we can get those squared away. Douglas, they are driving off here, man, and right now I think everybody, this is probably their most confident part of the race, is just lining up to get ready for green.
Yeah, most definitely. And a couple of interesting names that we're going to have to watch out for tonight. I mean, I know we talked to a couple of our podium positioners from last race, and actually I was out last weekend, but I think a couple of guys we're going to have to in particularly watch out for. I mean, Alexander Green, he had a really good lap, gaining the number 1 spot. I think we talked to Luke Smith. He was looking forward to this, so should be interesting to play out.
Yep, we'll definitely hope to see them return back to the back to victory lane here, and at least in the podium positions. I would like to see some names we normally don't see, as you currently see Justin Krzyzewski starting in the front row, which is going to bring us to our starting grid here for tonight before we get to the start-finish line. Right now, that is going to bring us to Alex Gonzalez Green. We'll just call him Alex Green out there in the Toyota. Oddly enough, both Toyotas sitting in the front row here for Alex Green and Justin Krzyzewski, sitting in 1 and 2. Moving on to, it looks like Brendan Lowe's will be 3rd and Luke Smith 4th. Garrett Sydnor, 3 out of 4 wins here so far during the playoffs. He's now starting in 5th next to Steven Merzlak. Glad to see Merzlak out there on the track. I know we'd love to see Garrett Sydnor or Davey Hazard, previous winners here of this race, be out there, but it looks like Mr. Hazard will not be joining us here tonight, but that's going to be okay, as Darren Ingram and Darrell Harris will be starting right next to each other. Darren Ingram will be 7th. Daryl Harris will be 8th. Looks like William Page 9th as Cal Loveall rounds out our top 10. Tommy Bordeaux and Noah Joyce finish out 11th and 12th. Moving on to the remainder here of our field. Right now, I'm looking at Scott Fleener, fastest during practice, fastest during the warm-up, terrible qualifying time. Maybe cut a piece of the track it didn't like. That's going to put him down into 13th, starting next to John Peterson, who unfortunately had a little bit of a dismal finish last night at Talladega. Hopefully, he's coming from a super speedway onto a road course. This is going to be a rough night for him. Let's see if he can hang in there in the number 43 machine. Hen Bordeaux will be starting in the 15th spot, all the way in the back. And Zach Krastowski, yuck. Final spot for him, as it looks like Noah Joyce may be spending time down pit road trying to get his car squared away before we get ready to go here. Alex Green and Justin Krzyzewski, I would say Toyota's looking pretty sharp here tonight, especially getting the top 2 start. Pace car is heading on off, and the restart zone very odd here at this track. They're going to be down here toward the bottom, and right there. Now we're under green. Hard to accelerate through the turn. Barney's laughing at them as they get going. Unfortunately, this will help them separate before they head into turn number 1. As normally everybody bangs off some of the concrete barriers here, and it looks like, oh, little slip up here, William Page. Yeah, looks like William Page got in a little bit of trouble out there in the 42 Ford. Looks like he's running the Callio's machine, who is also being run by Cal Loveall, if I'm not mistaken. Also, that looks like Zach Krastowski here is running as well. Excuse me, the 43 of John Peterson. I'll say, Douglas, do we have a confirmation on that, on our paint schemes? Do we have a matching team?
Yes, we do have a couple of drivers that are matching tonight. Luke Smith, he's running the Calios machine. Cal Loveall is running one, and also William Page is running one, and it looks like John Peterson is running one. So 4 drivers running the exact same paint scheme.
All right, excellent. Well, we'll hope that the Calios guys can get up to the front. That is right now for team room number 5's Calios for life, getting up to the front. Right now, Jay out there saying JPR. Yep, John Peterson Racing out there. Great job here so far. Unchanged positions here for our top 7 drivers, but Scott Fleener, remember I said he was one of our faster guys out here, has gained 5 already on the night. Move him into the 8th spot, but man, oh man, if he wants to get the lead, he's got to drum up about 7 seconds here and make up a lot of distance without burning the stuff up. So this is going to be pretty tough to see if he can hang on there. Because right now, Scott Fleener, power of the Cougar in him. This always kills me. Why? All right, here comes Scott Fleener taking another look. Right now that is him putting some pressure on the 21 Toyota there of Darren Ingram. All 3 of the Toyotas currently sitting inside the top 7. Looks like Noah Joyce has not fired up the car yet. I don't know if there's a problem. I think Hen Bordeaux had a problem here in the back. Shows lap number 1 might have skid out here. Let's take a look. This looks like something with the chicane. Here we go. Oh, man, huge lock up there. Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame her. Might have rear-ended the back end there of Zach Krastowski, but decided best not to. Boy, oh boy.
With the particular road course, if you see an incident like that, they're not going to throw a caution right away because road courses are a little bit more of a distance than a regular speedway track.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes you will see sectional cautions, though, and that is just a warning to the driver to know that something has happened in the upcoming turns. Other than that, be careful and keep going. Does not seem to matter. Justin Krzyzewski starting to get a little loose here, and that cystic fibrosis 05 Toyota is currently sitting in the number 2 spot. Definitely keeping Alex Green honest here. He's only half a second behind him. And beyond that, we're looking at 2.5 seconds before we can find Brennan Lowe's. Lowe's trying to run him down here as we sit on top of the number 1 Ford. That is the distance he needs to make up here. But if guys end up cutting the track here, most of the time there will be a penalty and they will have to hold. Checking back here on Fleener, who's currently down to 10th. Looks like he may have had a slip-up out there, as Fleener had some trouble back here on lap number 3. Remember I was talking about overheating the tires, and that definitely burning them up. Looks like as he applied pressure, whoa, man, he didn't want to rear-end him. Wonder if Darren Ingram missed a shift there, why he would be letting off during the turn. Normally everybody is pedal to the metal.
Right now, it looks like the top two pretty much separated from the rest of the field.
Yeah, just about, man. They are definitely making a solid separation here. Looking at Scott Fleener's distance, he's looking at now 14.5 seconds before he can find the lead. Fastest time just placed there by Justin Krzyzewski of a 1:21.76. Blazing fast out there, working very well for him. He's definitely been putting some pressure on the field out there, trying to make some separation if he can. Very hard to do. You fumble one turn, the key is to recover and start getting back to racing. If you spend the next few turns trying to catch up for your mistake, that's normally when you see the mistakes start rolling in, and they do not stop. It just continues that. The bleeding won't stop, and it just, you hate to see it. Noah Joyce looks like he will not be taking the wheel here tonight, so our first driver will be sitting down in the garage. Maybe had some car trouble out there. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see him return. Taking a look here at Cal Loveall. They got a hunch he's due here pretty soon for a win. Been teetering on the outside of the top fives here most of the playoffs. Right now, Cal Loveall currently sitting in 7th. After at least having a top 10 start here, so he's slowly working his way up to the front. Seeing with a 67% fuel limit, we will have to pit here before the end. Checking back out there in the chat, Bill asking if we were having any reverb issues. Yeah, got a little comment from another viewer out there that there was a possibility of a little double sound out there we were having. Maybe you were hearing the cars more than once. So we'll try to make sure we try something a little different. We are running surround sound now, so you guys should be able to hear a few rotating on the left, a couple drivers on the right, and me dead center. So I'm hoping that is working out pretty well out there. Jay out there saying it sounds good to him. Everything's looking pretty solid. You guys may have cued in yesterday while we were over there with the Bandit Racing League. Bill Harkins, one of the drivers out there, is in our chat. Frequent viewer out there, Jay Tway, hanging out there as well, and a driver who was out there with Bandit is here in the booth with me. Definitely different watching these guys than driving.
It's definitely a different feeling when it comes from driving to being up in the broadcast booth. It's very, very different experiences.
I would say it's a little more calming up here. But when you get out of the driver's seat and then you start watching these guys, you start gripping a hold of the edge of the desk, or you start leaning away from the mic a little bit because you start like close.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to critique the guys, but it's harder to do it when you're sitting behind the wheel. And these guys are definitely trying to find a good angle here. As you see right now, Justin Krzyzewski, the only one to be able to reach out and touch Alex Green, but he is slowly losing some time here, up to 1.25 seconds sitting behind Alex Green. Have to figure out a couple of turns he's going to be able to capitalize on him here. As he's through section 1, he does seem to be the faster driver of the two of them, but just a hair. Good rotation through that turn as he takes the quick little center between 2 and 3. It definitely seems to work out, and he capitalizes on it, but then loses a boatload of time trying to get back up to speed. So we won't critique these guys too bad. I am no road racer myself. Let's move back to Steven Merzlak, who's currently in the SimRap market machine. Say that 20 times fast. Right now he's trying to run down points leader of Garrett Sydnor, is currently sitting in 5th. Right now Scott Fleener has battled back to the front. Looks like he was able to get around Darren Ingram back there. Scott Fleener returning back to the 8th position. Now Luke Smith starting to apply some pressure here to Brendan Lowe's. We got a few battles out here on the track. A couple of guys pretty close out there. Some guys are taking the turns a little stronger. Dive in there and get just a little more. You see a little fumble here by Lowe's. He holds on, no trouble. Great job. All right, lap number 8 underway out of 35 laps here at the Bank of America 80. Bill out there saying, I called him a driver. He must not watch him race. Well, you've got failing equipment currently here, Bill. Might be time to go to Apex Racing. See if you can get something to fix your stuff there, buddy. They all say race car drivers are as good as their equipment. All right, a little off-track incident here by Darren Ingram, currently in front. Ingram has been all over the place here the past couple of laps. I don't know if he's trying a little harder than the car wants to go. Hard turn there. All right, we've been having some trouble here over the past few minutes. Tommy Bordeaux back here on lap number 5. Bill says they don't sell talent. No, but they could probably sell some force feedback on a wheel. All right, that's what got Tommy Bordeaux, unfortunately. His favorite movie franchise of Blade. Looks like he sliced through the chicane there, so doesn't work out. And he does. He lives. Noah Joyce gets out onto the track here. But it looks like still some problems out of that number 31. Look like they had it straightened out and has to tow. Good Lord. Noah Joyce. Not exactly where he wanted to be here. So 16th place finish for him. He will not be able to recover and come back from this one. All right, in danger of going a lap down here pretty soon is going to be Hen Bordeaux. Coming across the line here for lap number 8 is what she'll be starting on, but starting lap number 9 will be Alex Green, not too far behind. Currently, Hen Bordeaux is sitting 1.6, about a minute and 6 seconds behind. That means we're within 15 to 16 seconds of coming a lap down. So we may see the nose catch the tail here pretty soon. Check back in on Brendan Lowe's. Lowe's currently still sitting in 3rd. And oddly enough, Douglas, I wouldn't think, there would be a whole lot of passing on a road course, but I wouldn't think that the top 6 would be unchanged since the beginning of the race.
Yeah, I can tell you what, a lot less racing action that I thought we were actually going to get for these typical road course, but probably not many people got their lap times in or anything like that. But it's don't count on anybody yet, because a caution could come out and things could really change up from there.
Yeah, I have seen a caution come out at a track like this, but it did require 2 cars getting jammed up and actually blocking the entire track. There's Darren Ingram and Darrell Harris going at it again. These guys started side by side to start the race. Let's check out Tommy Bordeaux. There he is. Callio's team is starting to clump up here in the back. Don Peterson sitting in 13th. Zach Rostowski. Let's see if we can get that Kodak machine rolling here. for Chevrolet. Looked pretty solid out there. Did have a little stumble there back on lap number 7, so he is still trying to battle back from that. And unfortunately, looking at any kind of time, it's going to be about 20 seconds before he can find John Peterson. Oh, that sounds horrible, doesn't it? All right, about 8 seconds away here for Alex Green to catch Hen Bordeaux here. And Bordeaux's going to take off through 3 and 4. And here comes Alex Green. Getting ready to head into 3 and 4. So not too far behind. Let's take a look at our track map out there. The number 15 taking that top chicane up top. That is actually on the backstretch. And there's the 1 and 2 bubble up there now entering. So Hen Bordeaux trying her best to stay on to the lead lap here. And so far, I think Brennan Lowes and Luke Smith, something's going to happen here. Luke Smith has been kind of minding and biding his time here. Not to push or shove and get the number 1 turned around here, but a couple of rough blocks here by Brennan Lowes. Lowes, good turn entry. That's going to pay off on the exit. You can see Brendan Lowes backs up that turn pretty far back, and that does assist in his turning. Getting through the turn and his acceleration, he's able to get on the gas a lot sooner. Rather than how Luke Smith is dragging into the turns with a lot more speed and has to slow down throughout the turn. So that's why Brendan Lowes is able to get some separation here, now almost being able to squeeze away by a second. So as Luke Smith continues to race here, he may change his strategy out there and see if he can come up with something else. Let's check back in on Darrell Harris. There we go. There's something going on. I know these two are going at it. Currently sitting along here with Darrell Harris. Come on, Douglas. You're supposed to say he was getting ready to use that chrome horn there.
Well, almost about ready to use the chrome horn, but this is not in particularly a kind of place where you would want to do that.
How critical would aerodynamics be if you were to start bumping and banging somebody out here?
Oh, it could really affect the car aerodynamically. You don't want to hit a person too much because it'll mess up a car bad.
Hopefully they are able to stay clean out there. I'm showing John Peterson might have gone off the track. We'll take a peek. How bad are we talking here? Ooh, ooh. Car straightening out. Well, that's going to be a penalty there. So what it'll do is it'll give him a hold penalty where he has to slow down and give up some of the time there. All right, let's get back to it. John Peterson in the 13th position, the 43 Ford. Still trying to chase him down here. All right, looking all the way forward. It looks like Ken Bordeaux was overtaken out there by Alex Gonzalez and Justin Krasneski. Check in on Zach Krastowski. Oh boy. Yep, and that's the leader sitting right behind him here. 22 laps left to go. Krasneski may be bit off more than he can chew here, and now he's off by almost 4 seconds. And unfortunately, this is the fallback he was not hoping for. Steven Merzlak only off by half a second here from Garrett Sydnor. Chevy going at it here. This is technically the battle here for the 5th position. Does look like Brendan Lowe's is still under fire out there by Luke Smith.
Yeah, definitely. Luke Smith, he definitely wants that spot, but I think he's just trying to plan out his move, maybe hoping that Brandon Lowe's makes a mistake or he just has the right opportunistic time.
Now, speaking of an opportunity here, good timing. He was trying to use a little bit of that lap traffic, and it does work.
Just like that. That's the kind of mistakes that we're talking about. Got a little loose off of the chicane there. Luke almost had the opportunity, but just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, good veteran move and a lot of discipline there by Luke Smith. He could have pressed the issue there, decided not to. All right, getting a little off track here is going to be Steven Merzlak. He's not going to get the turn entry that he wants. Getting a good bit of action here in the front as we get around some lap traffic. I know there's something out there as well. This week they will be giving away some iRacing credits here tonight to a random lead lap finisher. That's going to be the key. Lead lap finisher. Right now at this rate, Bordeaux went down a lap. Lap number 9. So there may be a possibility we have a top 8 drivers who may still be on the lead lap if this pace can continue. Check in on Darrell Harrison. Yeah, and it takes a lot of discipline here, Douglas. When you see guys racing around like this, that not to send it in the turn to get a little extra, not to, when you're out front, try to get a little separation from the guy behind you, and applying too much get up and go there to get away. You just need to hit your marks with the way you've been practicing and just be consistent out there. Seems to be the winning strategy.
It definitely could be the winning strategy. If you just take down the laps, take your time, and just get used to the track. It doesn't matter if it's a road course like the Charlotte Roval, Watkins Glen, Sonoma, or even Circuit of the Americas. I don't know if these guys ever went there, but if it's a typical road course, you gotta just take down as many laps as you can during practice.
All right, odd call here by Scott Fleener. Taking tires on a green flag pit stop. I've seen that be the doom of some drivers out there, but hopefully this does help Scott Fleener in the long run, as he is our first driver to come down into pit road here on lap number 15. This will now put him in the 12th position, about 1 minute off the lead here. So still pit stops do have to happen.
It looks like we had a nice battle going on for the number 3 spot between Brandon Lowe's and Luke Smith. Smith had the opportunity, but Brandon Lowe's, he fought back, and now he's back into the podium.
Yeah. He's going to be here tonight. A lot of things happening between these two guys aiming for that 3rd spot. They've been really working hard to stay at each other's throats here, but some are getting an opportunity, some not. Darrell Harris and Tommy Bordeaux on the same lap out there have had some car troubles. We'll double check. Let's see what got these two gentlemen out of sorts. Taking a look here, this was Darrell Harris. Looks like he was battling Darren Ingram here. Yep, a little too much fuel, and the round he goes. So as soon as he gets away, that was Tommy Bordeaux making the pass around the outside, and then here on the backstretch, looks like the chicane attacks him a second time, as that sends him the rest of the way around. Let's check back in on Scott Fleener. I think we've got some. Remember, Fleener's on that fresh set of tires here.
William Page is in trouble.
Uh-oh.
William Page, he just hammered the wall.
Checking to see if he's got any damage to that race car. I have a little curling there on the right rear. Garrett Sydnor now coming down into pit. Quick pass there by Scott Fleener around Tommy Bordeaux. It's going to put Fleener back up to the top 10 here. Still down pit road is Garrett Sydnor. That's going to allow Ingram, Harris, and Fleener to get around him here. Right now, Sydnor is trying to get out of pit road as fast as possible before he loses any more time. Who else is joining pit road? Looks like Tommy Bordeaux, William Page, and John Peterson are now working their way on down. All right, so the Bank of America 80 finally getting a little life going to it here, as they are having a little bit of trouble out there on the track with some pit stops. Some guys, oddly enough, are taking 4 tires. Steven Merzlak now working his way on down. And this is definitely going to break the field up here. Look at the track. Everybody's everywhere. Yeah, Jay out there saying that chicane is tricky. I think Jay has had some opportunities to go out there and lay down some lap times. Trying to see if he can get anything different and see what these guys are talking about out there. William Page, look at the amount of time he's been hanging out in pit road. Holy cow, that might do his race in here. 55 seconds sitting in the box.
And here we go. Battle for the number 3 spot. Luke Smith looking down to the inside of Brandon Lowe's. Lowe's currently scraped the wall a little bit. And now we have a new 3rd place. Luke Smith.
Yep. Well, let's see if Luke Smith can handle through the chicane here. Because now Luke Smith has been chasing for that position and now feels under pressure to keep it. Great job through the chicane in the back. Now he's going to run around turn 3 and 4 and head for the chicane in the front. And right now, Luke Smith may be trying to get some separation. Wow, look at the number 1 send it in there. Locks up the left side wheels. That's going to cost him there. Let's check back in, get a little closer to that race car here. We're going to see if he's got any substantial damage here to the number 1 Ford. Let's see if that Red Bull machine is running out of wings out there. Looks like he might be fighting some damage around that right front just a little bit. Tire not tucked in as much. Darrell Harris coming down. All right, that's only going to leave us a handful of drivers who have yet to pit. Alex Green, Justin Krzyzewski, Luke Smith, Brandon Lowe's, Cal Loveall. Not joined pit road yet. Still waiting for Darrell Harris. Just entered the box. Tough race here so far. Only 15 laps left to go. Alex Green shows no signs of slowing down here. 9-second gap before anybody can find him. Luke Smith going to go ahead and draw the line. Finally gets that 3rd place. And he's heading down pit road. Boy, one of those things when you got to talk to your crew chief out there and say, hey, man, when do we need to pit? Because apparently pitting is optional when you come in. I would say Scott Fleener coming in so early there on lap number 15. I'm still waiting to see if there's any sort of payoff here. Currently sitting in 8th. He may be good on fuel, but I'm wondering how his tire life is going to survive toward the end. I've seen multiple different leagues not take tires at a place like this. believe Nick Nickerson was pretty successful at a track like this without taking tires. New with the Racing Revolution, that was Justice Murphy. Trevor Earhart never took tires. They said it was just too hard to get the tire temperature back into them. Which, Douglas, is really odd. You would think it'd be the other way around, is not being able to get the heat out of them.
Yeah, that I'm actually quite surprised by. Not taking tires on a place like this, that's really surprising and kind of shocking, especially with the way that these guys are running.
Yeah, those guys would run the Circuit of the Americas and only get fuel and be able to run it. But they were able to prove that taking tires added an extra 7 seconds to your pit stop, and that was enough to one, win the race, and two, it didn't seem to affect the guys' times when they ended up taking tires. I mean, currently Scott Fleener's fastest time is a 1:22.9, and he's currently running a 1:23.53. That's on the fresh tires. I'm looking to see if there's anybody out there who has yet to take tires here so far. What happened to Brendan Lowe's? All right, the number 1 Ford does not seem to be alive out there. That's not good. I'd had a server drop there from our third place rider. Alex Green is coming on down.
It looks like that is the case for Brandon Lowe's. It looks like he packet lost out.
How can you avoid something like that?
It's good internet connection.
Yeah, I mean, that just seems to be a common thing out there. And just guys losing the packet loss or anything like that. I know, if there's any, like, can you maybe clear the cache or something, or try to, make sure your computer is good to go. That way, everything can try to be squared away there. Check this out. Deciding to stay out is Justin Krzyzewski. A massive amount of time. He's able to kind of chop down here. 7.3 seconds before he finds Alex Green, but Alex Green is already back out of pits and still in the lead. So he may be able to lead from flag to flag here, because he has yet to lose the lead since he started the race. Krzyzewski had pit back on lap 21. Wow. That's something. Awesome job here by everybody out there on the track. Brendan Lowe's still is yet to reconnect and try to finish his race. This drops him down to the 13th position. Disconnected here. Noah Joyce and William Page still remain down in pit. William Page.
Oh, looks like a problem for Steven Merzlak. It looks like he had a problem in the chicane.
Checking back on the 71 SimRap market machine. As I say, William Page had a problem. Fires up after 7.5 minutes in the box. Emerges out of pit road. So one of our Kalios machine returning back to the track. Right on top here is Steven Merzlak. Positive thing for Merzlak. Doesn't seem any worse for the wear here. He is trying to run down Luke Smith and Garrett Sydnor. These are the 3 closest drivers out there on the track. Garrett Sydnor trying to hold on to a 3rd place. Luke Smith has had it for a little bit. Brendan Lowe's was able to fend him off for about 18 laps. All right, now it's going to be Garrett Sydnor's trouble here. Let's see if he can come away with a top 3.
Car around in the chicane. It looks like Ken Bordeaux has lost control.
Uh-oh. It's not getting any better. That's a common thing you're going to see is when a driver tries to spin back around and it won't stop spinning. The tires are melted. So they're glazed and Hen Bordeaux can't get around there. Unfortunately, Hen Bordeaux will be going a little bit farther back here. I think we're down, 2 laps now. Hen Bordeaux back there in the 26 Ford. Check out Hen Bordeaux. Let's see if it'll show us the beginning of what started this. Yep. Here we go. Here's our opportunity. Into the chicane. Whoop. Little nick. Little nick right there. Picks up the left side, so that's enough to spin us on around. All right. Now there's a little trouble back on Hen Bordeaux's 22nd lap. As we get back up to the front, Alex Green still leading this one. Let's check back in. Luke Smith trying to put some pressure on Garrett Sydnor. Merzlak has fallen off by a second off those guys. As we are still playing chase. Luke Smith, strongest part of the track, is that chicane on the backstretch. Trying to take another look here at that number 50 machine. New paint scheme out there for Garrett Sydnor to represent this track. Good drive there. Now, Douglas, when you get around turns like this chicane here and you start hitting those humps, I mean, does it jerk the car around? Does it try to rip the steering wheel out of your hands, or is it just a normal drive?
Oh no, it's definitely not a normal drive. When you hit little barriers like that into a chicane, it could really jerk the wheel out of your hands. The car does not like going over big bumps like that.
No, I bet not. Try to keep this one going here. We had a little freeze up there with Garrett Sydnor. I think we lost connection with him right before he blipped out there. Showed him locked up on the track, but that's okay. We got him back now. 10 laps left to go for the number 50 Ford. Try to keep it rolling. Sydnor started in 5th here tonight. Still looking for a podium finish. Right now, Luke Smith might have his number through the chicane, but man, great job here. Garrett Sydnor to keep that Calios number 39 behind him. Sydnor getting into that turn a lot hotter. Boy. All right. Well, great racing here so far. A couple of fumbles out there on the track. Nothing to be too concerned about. Tommy Bordeaux caught right in the middle. 2.6 seconds ahead is Darrell Harris. 2.8 seconds behind is Darren Ingram. As Tommy Bordeaux is holding on to a 9th place with 9 laps left to go in this one. Currently is looking like, I think John Peterson might be in trouble. I think he's already down a lap here. Darren Ingram may be soon to go a lap down. He's about a minute and 15 seconds off pace. Let's see if he can catch, get up a little speed here. That way he can be in the running out there for some iRacing credits they're going to be given away to a lead lap finisher. I was saying we'd be able to get up to the 9th position before we run out of time. We're still on track for that. 11 drivers, or excuse me, only the top 10 still remain. Talk to me about Steven Merzlak. Did he just have a problem out there?
Yeah, Steven Merzlak just looks like he's fighting his car. It's getting very, very loose coming off of the chicanes and the corners.
Yep. Lap number 18. Is the last time he came down and took tires. It may have been too soon. I've been trying to split this race in half.
While we're talking about that, it looks like Luke Smith managed to finally get past Garrett Sydnor for the number 3 spot.
Great job there by Luke Smith. We'll go ahead and take a peek at that pass. Here's Luke Smith. Great job. Pivots there on the inside. As soon as he has it, that's it. Goes in and shoves him to the outside, and on around he goes. Great job there by Luke Smith. Never looked back here so far. Gets a 2.5 seconds off of Garrett Sydnor's front bumper there. So Luke Smith starting to really accelerate here. Trying to get away. All right, any more passing out there? Let's see. Luke Smith sitting here. Scott Fleener sitting in 6th. William Page just had some trouble out there. Whoop! I see smoke. Looks like the front chicane gets him. As Merzlak now runs up on him. Let's take a look. Wow! Yeah, it's way too hot.
And it looks like we got another car in trouble. Looks like Scott Fleener looped it around.
Oh, man. That's going to go ahead and let Cal Loveall get back up to the 6th position. Let's take a look at Fleener. This might be turn number 1. Yep, round he goes. So he'll be talking to his crew chief there to see if he had any kind of suspension damage sliding through those bumps sideways. Suspension very touchy, doesn't work out too well. We'll keep an eye on that and see if there's any trouble out there. Out of that race car for the rest of the night here for Scott Fleener, as we are coming to the end of this race here pretty soon with 6 laps left to go. I think Brendan Lowe's, yep, Lowe's is back alive. Right. Able to rejoin this race here, only a couple laps down. Was able to pass Zach Rostowski there. See if he can make up about 20 seconds to catch John Peterson. Now he might have that opportunity. I think Peterson just slung off. Peterson just cut the track. Nope, 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 nope. That's what got him last time. Look out. Man, oh man. And the one thing also to keep in mind here with iRacing, with the new update that they put out there on the tracks, if you go off track and start hitting debris, such as the grass, any sort of sand or anything like that, it will actually drag it back onto the track and start becoming a problem for the rest of the drivers. So a track like Charlotte is actually a prime example when you see the front stretch being more of that kind of quad or tri-oval looking area around that tunnel turn. Guys will nick the corner there, same place like at Texas. They cut the corner. And as soon as they do that, it kicks up a bunch of dirt, kicks up a bunch of grass, and they'll actually throw it onto the track. And I think a lot of guys are noticing that. Look, I think that's John Peterson again, taking that outside lane, and that's where he ended up slinging through the grass last time. You just can't seem to get that car to turn to the right on those turns. And especially with a couple drivers fighting underneath of him, that's going to put Peterson farther and farther back. Lowe's only needed to make up 20 seconds. He's only got 7 seconds left to go before he can catch John Peterson here. And oh man, guys on the move here. Luke Smith has a comfortable 3rd place as he's out in front by over 3.5 seconds over Garrett Sydnor. This will be the first time during the playoffs, and we may not be talking to the number 50 Ford out there.
Really got to give it to Alexander Green, too. Leading every single lap caution-free. Just an impressive job overall.
Yep. Yeah, Yeah, the only previous winners we've had here, they've run back in Season 6 and Season 7. It's been quite a while since these guys have been back here. Sydnor held on to Season 6 as the winner. Davey Hazard finished Season 7 as the winner here at the Charlotte Roval. So interesting setup there for our guys and our previous winners here at the track. We will continue here with the USORL League. Complete this season out. I'd love to see how that is going to end up, as we are here at the Charlotte Roval next week. We get these guys onto a super speedway. We head to Talladega next week. And I think that might be a breath of fresh air for most of our drivers out here. I know Douglas, when I see a track like Talladega or something, 3 wide, piece, easy peasy piece of cake, I almost say it's a brain-numbing race. You can go out there, just hit your marks, find your friends, work your way up to the front, and do what you need to do, rather than being such a technical track like this. That this is, you've got to be even mentally burned out and not just physically burned out here by the end.
Yeah, most definitely. Talladega is a different dogfight and a half. It can really change the game when it comes to points and such.
Oh yeah. All right, back here on lap number 30, Zach Krastowski looks like he seals the same fate that John Peterson did around that turn. Whoop! As he goes on around, that was Garrett Sydnor in the 4th position that was getting on around him. No caution comes out. Brendan Lowes was able to get around John Peterson. That's going to put Brendan Lowes back to the 11th position. Not bad for being down pit road for so long. And that disconnect he had. 3 laps left to go. I think he would love if everybody kind of came to a stop and let him race around a little bit, and we could catch up. See the rubber getting built up on the exit of that chicane there. Great job, Garrett Sydnor. Boy, separation though. The numbers are the positions that they are in. Notice how dead center of the track is the number 1. Number 2 sits down at the bottom entering turn 1. The red line is the start-finish line. And here comes 3 and 4 around turn 3 and 4. Holy cow. Yeah, the separation between Garrett Sydnor is currently sitting 4th and the leader is 35 seconds.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Alex Green is running away with this one. We don't want to take anything away from Justin Krasneski. I mean, this guy's been racing really hard. He qualified in 2nd. Great job out there in the 05 Toyota. But just didn't have quite enough out there for Alex Green. It's 15 seconds before you can find him. Boy. Yeah, that is fantastic out here by all of our drivers. And everybody's still hanging in there. William Page now runs into some trouble. Hopefully we don't see Page heading straight back to pit. Whoa! All right, so this does happen. When you end up cutting the track here, you do have to come to a complete stop. And I would say, taking a look at this here, I do want to double check. I hate kind of ratting people out here, but we're going to keep an eye on it. Watch the 42. Do we come to a complete stop here? No. Front tires are still moving. Bummer, dude. All right, Alex Green has taken the white flag here as he is getting ready to finish his final lap. Absolutely flawless here tonight for Alex Green. Every single lap led here. That is impressive. He's got to make a few more turns here. I think he could loop it around and still get back to it. Here's their back chicane. Look out. This guy is rolling through these turns. And you know what? We'll sit inside here for a little bit. Got to get a good feel for what he's doing. All right, this is him crossing the line. Oh! He did loop it. he looped it right at the end. Great job here by the 63. I've got to know, though, did he do that on purpose? I just looked at, I don't know, it looked too perfect the way this spin out happened. Right here. Douglas, do you think you could finish a race like that?
Probably not.
Be able to come off the last turn and slide it through the checkered flag? That's awesome. Yeah, Joey out there saying more one of the interesting ways to take a checkered flag. I'll agree with that. Great job here. As this dude absolutely owned this track here tonight. What a race. Great job by our guys out there. Right now, Alex Green seems nothing can stop him. All right, so we are on the hunt for Mr. Krasinski out there. Hopefully we'll find, hopefully we'll be able to find Mr. Green as well. There's the 05 finally catching him there. What a race. What a race. Way to hang into it there, though. All right, here's where all your guys finished out there. No Joyce was able to get out there for a couple of laps. Was not able to continue after that, so we'll see how that cleans up here. So we'll let Alex continue in his burnouts out there, and we will run our guys down here and have a chat with them. Hold on, guys. All right, everybody catching up with our third place finisher, Luke Smith in the 39 Chevrolet. Hard battling out there tonight with Brendan Lowe's. He finishes in 11th after an unfortunate disconnect. But, dude, talk to me about this track and how in the world were you able to sling around?
Well, a lot of it is maximizing your runs and, trying to keep that momentum while not looping the car around because of the lack of grip. And I tell you, it is hard as anything to pass here. Like, even with the way fresher tires, and Garrett had suspension damage to his right front, and I still just couldn't get by him because it's so many areas are tight. Like, you got to find a spot that's somewhat open, and you just kind of got to sling it in there. But I mean, it was a lot of fun, but I'm glad that this one's in the mirror because this is like one of my worst tracks.
Worst tracks yet. You finished third. Man, we saw you having a battle there with Garrett, battle there with Mr. Lowe's, but man, what a tough race. We saw you I would say display a lot of discipline out there. You had opportunities during the chicane to pass, but there were times you wouldn't make the move. I mean, was it a better idea not to give them a little nudge and just wait for a few more laps? Or could you have made the pass and try to make some headway out there on Krzyzewski, who's sitting in second?
Uh, a lot of I really don't feel comfortable trying to pass into a chicane because I mean it just gets so tight, and if you don't get in there absolutely perfect, you just screw up your runoff and they can sling right back past you. And I definitely don't want to put the bumper to somebody right now because being second in points and kind of trying to claw my way back into it and potentially win the championship, I don't know if it's in my best interest to make somebody upset because I gave him the bumper. So I figured I would just, bide my time and wait for a mistake and then capitalize on it rather than, you know, do the old rough them up a little bit and get myself into some trouble possibly later on.
All right, well, maybe you can save it for next week where we're at Talladega. You're going to be using the bumper. You're going to have to rough some people up, but you do have to find maybe some of your Callio's team out there and see if you guys can fight your way to the front. What are you saying? How confident are you feeling there at a super speedway? Uh-oh. No. No. Lurk. Huh. Douglas. Dude, did his mic just quit on him?
You got me now?
Yeah, I got you now, buddy.
There we go.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right, buddy. All good. Say it. So, Dega, yes, no, good, yes, feeling it?
I'm feeling pretty good. I know I'm a good pusher there. I know that I can make some moves and get to the front. It's just all about avoiding the chaos and staying out of the wrecks and stuff.
All right, shout out time here, Luke.
First off, I'd like to shout the sponsor. Calio's the favorite snack at Watkins Glen. Um, they were on the car that Cal, John, Will, and I ran in the 24 Hours of Daytona last Friday. We didn't finish very well, but it is what it is. I'd like to shout out you guys. You guys put on a fantastic broadcast. It's awesome to go back and watch. Like to shout out BRE. My teammates seem to be MIA, Cam Barnes, and all of them. It's great. And I'd like to shout out the admins of this league. This is a fun league. I have fun doing it. I hope we can get some more guys out here because bigger fields equals more fun. More cars are more fun. And lastly, shout out John Peterson for throwing these matching paint schemes together to honor our time at the Daytona 24.
Cool. Awesome job, Luke. Congratulations, man. We'll see you at Dega.
Thank you.
All righty. Looks like, Douglas, I think you're catching up here with Justin Krzyzewski, our second place finisher. So close yet so far away. Go ahead and take it away.
And was so close, so to say, but still a second place finish today. Not too bad for Mr. Justin Krzyzewski here. Justin, tell you what, this track seemed to have played a favor in the hands of a couple of people. Tell us, how did your race go overall?
Honestly, all things considered, it was really good. It was kind of boring there that second half after the pit stop. I was kind of in no man's land, but we maximized today. I knew going into it that when I saw Alex was in the field that he was going to be just as safe as I was and probably a little bit faster. So my chance to get him was if he made a mistake, and he drove a perfect race. And I had a couple incidents with lap cars, so second place was the maximum. But glad we at least did our job and got out of there with a good finish.
And definitely finished off with a podium position. Alexander Green, he definitely seemed like the guy to beat tonight. But do you think that maybe changing anything like a different pit stop strategy would have maybe helped you out in a factor to help catch him, or do you think it was too far fetched, so to say?
That's a good question, actually, because I considered that when I realized that we weren't going to be able to beat him straight up just doing the same thing he did. When I won the Dash Series here a couple weeks ago and then won the Cup Series at Watkins a couple months ago, I had the luxury of being the one out front and getting to kind of choose what I wanted to do and playing it safe. The only alternative I could have done was come in, flip the race upside down, pit 14 or 15, try to leapfrog him, but he would have just come out right behind me on fresh tires, and that wasn't going to be the winning move anyway, so I realized the gap I had behind me. I basically just ran the thing out of fuel, came in, made the pit stop, and tried to stay out of trouble. My only chance at the end was a caution, so I basically, once we got out and had that gap behind me, it was just tire saving, but it was a good result nonetheless, and none of the things that happened changed the finishing order, so I was pretty proud of what we did there.
Most definitely. We are leaving the road courses behind us now, and we are going to be changing it up to a different race, a super speedway race, because we're going to Talladega next week, one of my personal favorite tracks. Tell us, how are you feeling going into Talladega?
Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've been able to make a Cup Series race. You know how things are; life gets in the way, get busy. But I love me some road racing, especially in this Xfinity car. So I had this one circled. Road racing is one of my favorite things, and plate racing, I'm probably just about the worst plate racer on all of iRacing. So we'll see how it goes. Hope to be there. Hope to have some fun, and hopefully just live because I seem to end up upside down, backwards, or plowing through someone under caution or something. But hopefully we can go in there, have some fun, much less pressure than I put on myself for an event like a road race, and hopefully it's entertaining. So I hope you guys enjoy it next week.
Definitely will enjoy it indeed. Justin, give us your shout outs.
Well, first of all, thank you all the USORL admins. They're all great. It's such a great series with a lot of great drivers, and they put on such a good show and such a good event. So thanks to all of them. Big thanks to you and Pat. You guys put on amazing broadcasts and have all season, and you guys are among my favorites in the 11 years I've been doing this and watching iRacing broadcasts. So big thanks to you guys for all the work and all the support you put to our series. Big thanks to Sean and the Dragon guys for allowing me to be in this series and inviting me to this league several months ago. It's been great to be a part of. Thanks to all my JKR guys, everybody that puts the cars on the racetrack, everybody that supports me and helps with my racing, all my YouTube viewers, and thanks to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation for keeping me alive.
Most definitely indeed. Justin Krasneski, once again, congratulations on your second place finish. Patrick, back up to you.
Yeah, appreciate you, Justin, shouting us out, man. We try our best up here in the booth. You keep doing what you do out there on the track, and it makes it easier for us, man. Congratulations on your second place finish. We'll see you next time you're out here.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. All right, that's going to do it for Justin Krasneski, who is our second place finisher. Moving on to our race winner and leader of every single lap here tonight, Alex Green. Man, what a race you had here, dude. This definitely was almost seemed like a chip shot for you out there.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I got kept honest though. At the end of the race after the run, I sort of pulled away there, but especially at the beginning, I was kind of worried that maybe I was taking it too easy, trying to just get around the track, and that once Krasinski was going to get by me, then I wasn't going to be able to pass him back. But thankfully, we held on and went my way.
All right, checking out there in the chat. The first question had to be by a question there by Stella. Were you listening to the broadcast while you were driving?
No.
Okay.
We
recommended that you could loop it around and still win the race, and you looped it at the very last turn.
Are you serious?
Yes. So
it's actually, I wasn't quite trying to. I was trying to do something the last corner, really slide it out, but I wasn't trying to loop it. But it worked out, I guess. But that's funny.
Yeah. Well, we were just saying, oh my gosh, out in front by over 15 seconds, and. Yeah, then you actually looped it because we were sitting inside the car when you did it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you actually messed up here. This is pretty crazy. So, man, this is very easy here. Both Toyotas sitting in the 1-2 spot. You guys started next to each other. He tagged behind you for a while, but it just seemed nothing was going to slow you down except lap traffic out there.
Yeah, I mean, just try to stay in my own zone. Like I said, I was worried about Justin there at the beginning, but just run my laps from my race, do what I can, and lap traffic every once in a while gave me a bit of a scare, but wasn't too bad.
All right, well, I definitely like to poke around a little more at the technical choices made out there on the track. How critical are tires when it comes to a track like this? I've seen some leagues, they don't take tires, they fuel and go, and they're actually able to keep the heat in the tires. You know, what's the call taking tires here tonight? I mean, is it 100% must-have, or can you skip them?
Yeah, it's sort of interesting. Roval road courses definitely I always approach a little differently because you got to set up your car for pretty unique corners. I don't think you see the corners you see at the Charlotte infield at a lot of tracks. So when you got a car that, yeah, of course, the fixed setup here, but when the car is built to go through those sort of corners, you sort of sacrifice others. And I just think I was trying to keep that in my mind. You can definitely in this car kill both the fronts or both the rears. It just depends on how you drive it. So I think that realistically, for example, if a caution came out and we had a restart, I'd be taking tires just because I'd rather be on the offense, have the faster car to try and make it there. But even when we didn't have a yellow, I was making sure I wasn't killing them too bad. I started to notice it was dropping off pretty hard at the end, but I think it depends. I think most of the time you're going to want to take tires. You're going to want to, when you have those fresh tires, take care of them, try and make them last as long as you can, not just go as fast as you can as soon as you can. So, but it's definitely tires are always a challenge, especially in this car.
All right. Well, quick yes or no. Are you going to be at Talladega next week?
We'll see.
Okay. If you're not, we'll go ahead and poke it this way. If you're not, for any driver out there looking to capitalize at a track like at Talladega, what would be something that you would give somebody a hint that they might want to try to do to come away maybe with the win there, or at least the top 5?
Oh, what I always say is you gotta have friends. You gotta have those guys around that you can push with, you can work well with, and you gotta pay them back sometimes. You gotta be the one that's helping, and that sometimes sucks because you don't get to win, but if you got those people around you that push well, are going to help you out at the end of the race, I mean, you're golden. It's hard to be out there alone at a play track. So,
all righty, Alex Green, fantastic race here tonight. Led every single lap here, and definitely made the best of it, and definitely showed us what it takes to win here at the Charlotte Roval. Shout out time. Talk to me about the sponsors on the car and the people out here watching you.
Yeah, only shout out I got is, the driver did a pretty good job today, and I think that was about it.
Cool. All right, Alex, congratulations on your win here tonight, buddy, and hopefully we'll see you at some more of these tracks. See how you do out there.
Appreciate you guys in the broadcasting booth. Always do a great job.
Cool. Alex, appreciate you, buddy. See you next time. All right, Alex Green going and marching away here, as he is taking away the win here at the Charlotte Roval. What a race here. Definitely put a clinic on and was able to come away with the separation. If I'm not mistaken, we were looking at the top 7 drivers were the only ones on the lead lap. Who gets the $12 in iRacing credits? That's going to go to Cal Loveall out there in the number 5 Ford. He moved up 4 positions here tonight, so from 10th to 6th, not bad. I can't turn your nose up at that, as he did a great job here tonight. Not too many fumbles out of Mr. Loveall. And that definitely did it for us here at the Charlotte Roval. Anything left to add here, Mr. Douglas?
Just can't wait for Super Speedway action next week. It should be an interesting race, so to say.
It brings everybody, and I hope to see you in the booth. I might find you behind the wheel. We'll see. You always surprise me, but we'll definitely see how it goes. The USRL League finishing up tonight here at the Roval. This is Simtrax Broadcasting signing off. Appreciate you guys joining us. Watch out there for the Talladega race. It's going to be a big one next week. But until then, be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.